let's talk about you personally this year. This has been there's been a lot of stress, it seems, on your plate.
I went from Macy's to Nordstrom's to Neiman's. I went from a bus pass to a Beamer, and I went from being passionate about something to obsessed with something, and that's battle rap culture, and that's how to really, really just beyond make this a livelihood. Like I'm writing this till the wheels fall off, and when I say the wheels fall off, it's gonna turn into a spaceship, and it's gonna go through the atmosphere. It's like, this is everything to me. This is all. If battle rap dies, I die with it.
My gal tell me that I act too boisterous. No necklace, but my game infectious, call it poisonous. She can't complain, steady bringing home the toys for us. Only got a few true down boys I trust.
How would you describe your year in one word?
A lot.
A lot? Why that one?
Because a lot happened, a whole hell of a lot happened. It was a year of tremendous growth, not just for me, not just for the scene locally, but on a global scale. There was a lot of monetary gains as well as losses. There was a lot of friendships gained as well as losses, a lot of lessons learned, a lot of accolades, and a lot of changes. You feel me? This is the year of evolution of battle rap. 2015 is the year of battle rap. So this was the year that set the stage. These were the final nails in the coffin of the old way of thinking of the fucking industry, which we just fucking nutted all over. You feel me? Like Lisa Ann's chest. Like we just did that, bro. We just did that. It's over. The industry is done. The underground is done. We killed the underground. We are the underground now.
So the first big event on the Fresh Coast was V2R this year, correct?
Yes, that was in May?
April, May, I think.
April 19th.
Right.
2015, V2R originally was going to be a makeup event. So at that time we were just setting up Battle of LA 5, and that was going to be our follow-up to the Battle of the Bay 6, which pretty much was the dopest event of 2012 or 13. I mean, yada yada yada. That was really what it was, and all that whoop-de-whoop. So we were focused heavily on that. Already had our key flagship matches booked, and everything was going down. And then the Blackout event had a bunch of unforeseen issues as far as snowstorm delaying passports, and a bunch of rappers, including Ill Will, B Magic, Averb, and Big T, were all unable to make it across.
B Magic wasn't on that card, but
B Magic originally wasn't. That's right. It was Rich Dollars. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And then we wound up having to switch a few battles around, and V2R was the makeup event for that. I was kind of scared to name it Vendetta 2 because Vendetta 1 was a little bit, it was a hectic ass event, as legendary as it is.
And that was Dizaster Cannabis.
That was the Dizaster Cannabis debacle and all that shit. By the way, shout out to Cannabis. Want to go on record to say shout out to Cannabis and his whole camp. We love Cannabis. We fuck with him. We're ready for Cannabis to come back and do some joints with Dizaster. There's already a song in the works between Cannabis and Dizaster, and we fuck with Cannabis again, man. He's a good dude.
Cool.
So yeah, that whole thing went down. V2R, and we started it very strong. People thought some of the hottest battles of the first 6 months of the year were clearly V2R, and that's the same time you had Hollow vs. Lux going down, all this big shit. But we really made a statement with that,
Yeah, Daylight Chilla really.
Daylight versus Chilla Jones. As far as bars goes, to this day, I really don't think this year there was a battle that matched that on a bar-wise level. There, minimal corniness, maximum just authenticity and hard shit, and just like, as this was a year of word association in battle rap, where really like that, to the point where the term reach was invented, and people were literally, you feel me, like I ain't stingy with the bricks the way I shear these O's. Get it, Cheerios? Like, I just made that up, but that's how retarded some of the bars were getting, and that was like, that stayed away from that. That was the word association done right, and V2R kind of really set things off for us properly, and that was where it all began.
I want to talk about that theme of, what trends were most popular in 2014. The wordplay, the complexity,
It was the reaches.
The reaches. The reach was a response to people trying to stretch that wordplay further and further.
And making it so, stretching the wordplay as far as possible and trying to make it somewhat acceptable. Like, oh, it's a reach. And then there's even started debates would come up, who has the best reaches? Like, this shit was crazy, bro. Like, that's what I love about battle rapping. It's like fighting, you know, the techniques always change. At 1 year it's jiu-jitsu, then it's Krav Maga, you know, like it's always evolving.
Do you think that we're getting past that complexity? You know, Cassidy just battled and brought nothing, you know, more than, you know, it was a very simple approach to his content, and people loved it.
He had bars like a cell phone. But you know what it is, bro? I think with Cassidy, people's expectations were somewhat different since we know he hasn't been in this arena for a while. And the fact that although his bars at times did come off as dated, his performance was so fucking clean.
Right.
And his bars actually exceeded people's expectations to the point where it was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a firm believer in the fact that in a couple more battles, due to his level of control, once he really is on the level with the wordplay, which he could be, he's going to be a huge fucking problem for anybody. I mean, shit, he just went toe-to-toe with Dizaster. So in between, we had V2R and Bola 5. We inked the deal with Film On Networks, and Fresh Coast Media Group became an official company. Although we've existed as an entity for quite some time, we then became an official company / independent contractor. Still a part of King of the Dot. We still doing all the King of the Dot's West Coast shit. But in addition to that, we started working with other entities like Film On. And then you can kind of see that was the beginning of that with Battle of LA 5, with all the behind the scenes content Film On was doing.
Right.
And then we literally folded the internet in half as promised, you feel me, like a Louis Vuitton pocket checker piece. And that shit was gnarly, bro. Once again, amazing battles, Daylight versus Charlie Clips, so many battles that left people talking. And beyond the Math Hoffa versus Dizaster physical altercation, which physically altered the course of history, that battle bar for bar is up there as one of the dopest things ever. I hope that was water and not bird poo. That was water.
I've heard a lot of people giving that, you know, nominations for possible Battle of the Year candidate.
I mean, strip away everything else, just look at the fucking raps, and that was undebatably up there, you know?
So let's talk about the Math versus Diz thing. I think pretty much everyone knows how it was the biggest scandal of the year.
Easy.
Yeah, it went on for months. There's still aftermath seemingly now,
right?
With all this talk of lawsuits. So, I guess
I think pretty much any lawsuits are out the window when somebody makes a diss track afterwards that has life-threatening words in it. Right. I think that pretty much negates any talk of a lawsuit right there. So I ain't even gonna entertain that.
Sure.
You could holler at blah blah Jewish Esquire and fucking figure that one out yourself. You feel me? Don't even worry about it.
So that's in the past now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about Ether. You know, starting back at the beginning of it. What was, you know, how did it all come together?
Originally from the jump, Ether came together pretty much around the time we inked the deal with Film On. We were talking about doing a quote-unquote big-ass event. That's what Alki and I had agreed upon. We had a set budget and all that. And then around that same time, the Dizaster Math debacle went down. Diz is down in the dumps. He's feeling really, really depressed because he's never not had a battle to focus on. Like, since he hopped into this arena in like 2004 or whatever, you know, he's always had something to focus on. And this is the first time he's like, I'm now banned from King of the Dot, you know, a platform that I helped reach this level of fame that they're at. And now I'm banned from King of the Dot. URL ain't booking me. I just literally, not figuratively, I literally spit in Ur's face. I hocked a loogie in Ur's face in front of every battle rapper in the Western Hemisphere. So I'm not getting booked in Don't Flop. he pretty much, like, UW only has like one event a year, so he was like really feeling like, damn, like his career was pretty much stifled, didn't know where he was going. He was like, oh shit, an opportunity came up, and he had heard that DMX wanted to battle. So him and DMX were chopping it up. It wasn't moving as fast as we wanted, so my homeboy G Money, one of my partners with Fresh Coast Media Group, got on the phone with our other homie, OG Cook, from Rough Riders West Coast, and a dude that's got a lot of jug in the streets that all these rappers from out of town got to check into to make sure that they smooth when they come out here. You one of them type of dudes, right? Really, really, really important guy out here. So he, within 15 minutes, had Cassidy on the phone, and we're negotiating a deal, and solidify that Alki has an affinity for Dizaster, because he sees I don't know, something about him and Diz that he really felt. So from then, the battle was set up, and everything else kind of just fell into place serendipitously, and Ether was born. The event that literally, for better or for worse, did Ether the battle rap game. It destroyed it, you feel me? And now it pretty much, we saw everything good and bad about about battle rap, condensed into one event. And although there was many successes, it helped us secure a lot of future business and crazy ass things. The production side of things, which we weren't in control of since we weren't allowed to bring Avocado and the people we wanted to bring on, left a lot to be desired. Yeah. Now, although that doesn't fall on us, it does fall on us, because I'm the face associated with it. Alki's the face associated with it. So it's all on us ultimately. This event needed to happen. They needed to see the impact. They needed to see the people, the strength of the community, the strength of them being pissed off when they didn't like it. You know what I mean? And then when they did like it, that's the passion of the fan base of battle rap is unparalleled. It's a lively bunch, I tell you.
There's two levels to Lush these days. There's businessman Lush, impresario Lush, and then there's good time, like let's pop another and host a battle, Lush One. Like how can you, do you have a hard time reconciling those two extremes?
I think it's just been, it's always been that way, and I've always had those different elements, work hard, play hard, you know what I mean? That's what Jay-Z is known for. He's known for popping bottles of spades. He's known for his excessive lifestyle and all that shit, but at the same time, is a business-minded guy who parties harder than Hugh Hefner, whose portfolio looks as sexy as Hugh Hefner. His grotto and his portfolio is sexy, and those are the people that influence me, you know what I mean? It's like, people have just never really been privy to the other side. And like I said to y'all prior, I wanted y'all to think I was an airhead, stoner, fucking inept fool that wasn't capable good. And guess what the fuck happened? Caught all y'all slipping, now I'm number one. It's not just Lush One for no reason. Lush number one in this battle rap game got everybody hollering at me trying to fuck with us. You don't even know, all the competition want to fuck with me. Want to fuck with us. You can't not fuck with me.
Who's the number one battler of the year?
I mean, the number one battler of the year, the dude who had the most epic battles and the most epic moments, it's not even a question. Dizaster made more of an impact of anybody. Say what you want about his performances, say what you want about this, it's all opinions, but who is the battler that's been the most talked about, that's been the most impact, that people want to see the move from next? It's Diz, no question. Now, obviously, people are going to throw out a bunch of names, all the Murder Mooks and the Charlie Clips and all those guys, and they deserve acknowledgement, but look up Google Trends. It's Dizaster's year, bro.
Dizaster had the most recent against Cassidy. That was the biggest battle of the year.
It's the biggest battle of all time.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, it's by far, there's the bootlegs that have been taken down off of YouTube within 24 hours had more views than pretty much 99% of all battles that came out this year.
I didn't see the numbers. How high were they?
There's multiple bootlegs that had like 300,000-400,000 within hours. They probably were ripping it directly from the stream. You know what I mean?
And then he had the math, and then he had the Pat Stay title shot.
Dog, I mean, whether you want to say he was 3-0 or 0-3, it don't fucking matter.
And then I guess he had the Big T one as just kind of like a asterisk. And Total Slaughter, right? Yeah.
Diz was ubiquitous. It wasn't a battle rap function if Diz wasn't somehow in the mix. And he's going to be the most commonly referenced battler next year in 2015, the year of battle rap as well.
I guess we just kind of covered this, but battle of the year. Battle of the year that isn't Dizaster versus Cassidy.
You know, I could be humble and say that that it wasn't some shit that we put on, but I mean, you could say Hollow versus Lux because that was technically this year, you know. That wasn't us. Respect to UW for that. Like, there's a lot of crazy battles. If it wasn't Math versus Diz or Cass versus Diz, it was that. You know, beyond. People got to look at the big picture and what things bring to battle rap culture beyond just their personal, very, very, very biased perspective of what dope is. You got to look at what really made the impact. I overstand this shit.
Bodybag of the year.
Bodybag of the year, man. Shit. Well, you know, your boy Ilmac did Aver pretty filthy. Oh, I wasn't trying. There was riots that day. I was sad. Fuck white people. Nah, man. Ilmac smoked you, dog. Much respect, Aver. You're a dope-ass rapper. You got bodybagged. Bodybag of the year. That don't try shit does not an excuse. Ilmac did the same thing to Clips. So did Sharon. That don't try shit does not count. Love all y'all fools, man. No disrespect. It is what it is.
Biggest disappointment this year?
The sound quality and production issues of Ether.
Yeah, and mega events as a whole, I'd say.
I would say, yeah, definitely. People need to step their production game up and really have an understanding and listen to the people that know what the fuck they're talking about, like me smacking Organic, you know what I'm saying?
Is that going to change for Filmon's future events?
Absolutely. 1,000%. They were already spending money on new satellites and bigger firewalls and all that shit to ensure, you know what I mean?
And what would you say is the year's high point?
Cassidy versus Dizaster.
Day 2.
Day 2. It literally was like we went from the Alpha to Omega within a 24-hour period. It once again altered the course of where battle rap is going, and it showed that this is a viable means for industry rappers to continue to get their shine, you know what I mean? Like, and this battle rap shit is for real, and it's something that we as the people, we as the motherfuckers that built this foundation will be in control of it. Because we love y'all corporate entities getting involved and fucking with us, but bitch, you wasn't with us shooting in the gym, period.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Man, there's like so many of these different PG dudes and all that shit. Man, I have to say that the dude that really made an impact, although technically he had his first battles last year on the Ground Zero stage, Myers, you could say, I would say Young B the Future, rest in peace. I mean, if you look at where he started from going from GZ to pretty much the general consensus is bodying B Magic on Snoop Dogg's Gladiators.
I was there. It happened. Yeah.
You pretty much got to say that that's a huge transformation, and Young B the Future, man, the rookie of the motherfucking year. Rest in paradise. I dedicate this interview as well as the entire Ether event and Battle of the Bay 7 as well as the next Blackout event, all dedicated to one of the most promising and talented voices that the West Coast and battle rap in general have, and that's Young B the Future. Rest in paradise, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be doing an event to raise funds for the family coming up real soon, releasing details on that, as well as, on December 19th, he will be having a memorial service. So, shouts to Young B the Future, man. Love you, homie.
Mm-hmm.
We have an angel, and also shout out, rest in peace, Jay Scott, Tall T, all the fallen soldiers of the West Coast. It's crazy because, just the day before, my last memory of Young B was like just him really like looking really, really happy. He was a kid in a candy store at that event, running around faded as fuck with his bottle, just chopping it up with everybody. This is the first time the West Coast is at an event of this scale that's so large as to where all these artists that are from here are feeling the magnitude of their fan base, and even the people that weren't on their card. And I regret to this day that he wasn't on that card, and he's going to be on Battle of the Bay 7. He was going to be on Battle of the Bay 7, but the fact that that he wasn't, that was you know, he got to chop it up with the fans, and you look at his last tweets, it's heart-wrenching because he's saying like, yo man, like he's tweeting Snoop like, hey big homie, like yo, it's going down. I have as many fans here as Cass and Diz, blah blah. And he was we were doing interviews, joking around back and forth, and that's the last memories we had of him. And I never would have thought that less than 24 hours from that moment, that, you know, we would
Yeah.
I'd be getting, my text would be blowing up with that heart-wrenching news.
Yeah, that's my last memory too. Is, you know, just when I was leaving day 2, after everything had kind of quieted down, he, you know, called me my name from across the parking lot, came over, and, you know, was saying that he didn't realize how popular he was until he had so many people like showing him love, like who knew his name, who wanted to talk to him. So that, yeah, it's really you know, it's a heavy loss to lose anyone, but
and it's funny because it was
really
at a
so
moment
talented.
where I was feeling so much celebratory. We had a lot of good stuff going on, and I literally saw those texts and I just started bawling my eyes out, and it was really unexpected of all the people, and I had so much remorse and regret for not putting him on more. Even though we did give him opportunities, I really wanted to give him more opportunities, and he deserved it. He should have been on that Ether card straight up, you know.